Hi guys, Keto for Real Life People, and I'm going live on YouTube. I did not make an announcement. Here it is what it is. I know it'll be up after the post. So I want to talk to you guys today about this coronavirus and how to stay keto as long as you possibly can during all the shortages. So I did a live earlier on Facebook and I talked about it, but I wanted to bring something to my YouTube channel as well. So if this is your first time popping in on Keto for Real Life People, hit the subscribe button, hit the little notification bell. That way you'll get notified every time I go live. So today I just want to talk about how to actually make fats first part of your keto journey. I'm not talking about weight loss. I'm not talking about improving your health. I'm talking about people who are just dead set against eating carbs, eating pastas, eating, guys, play your game quietly, please, grandkids this week. So how can you stay keto on a budget and still maintain a grain-free, carb-free lifestyle during this time? Now, I'm gonna tell y'all something, and please don't, I'm not the authority and I don't have all NY, or what is it called, FYI information. But Friday, I had gotten a phone call from someone who knew somebody in Washington, D.C. They said, go to the store. The panic is fixing to get worse. The president's going to be coming on today. Now, I got that hours before the president ever announced that he would be going live, or the media ever said he would be going live. So I took that into consideration. I went out, I did some shopping. Guys, I got another phone call today saying, hey, we've got word down the pike that things are going to be shut down, including grocery stores, by the end of this week. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. And I don't want to create panic, but I do want to tell you, get what you can and make sure that you've got at least 2 to 4 weeks worth of food in your house. Make sure that you can feed your family. I've stocked up on things like pastas and canned goods and canned meat, and I've got my freezer with meat in it. So now back to the keto part of this. How can you make this happen? I'm gonna well, I can't see how many people are here. Okay, so we got about 30 of you in here. So let's start with this. Fats first, guys. Look, when I make bacon, I make sure that I keep all of my bacon fat. I also have a large tub of lard. I've got a huge tub of coconut oil. I've got jars of ghee. I've got bottles of avocado oil. And I'm sitting here washing dishes just thinking to myself, what can I do if I were to try to stay keto? Well, I'm going to put my skills of keto into play. I know how to intermittent fast. I know how to do OMAD, which is 1 meal a day. And I know how to bulk up on fats to help me stay full. Yes? Yes. Okay, so here's some things you can do. Bulletproof coffee. You would, I wish there was hearts, likes, and laughter on this, because y'all know me. I think bulletproof coffee is a waste of time. If you don't need to eat fat, don't eat it unless you're putting it into your food. During something like this, though, bulletproof coffee could become your best friend, or bulletproof tea. By adding fat to your beverages, hot coffee, hot tea, hot bone broth, regular broth, it doesn't matter. You're gonna keep yourself full for a long time. You're not gonna have to worry about buying meat or eggs because they're not available at the stores. Start loading up on your fats. I mean, you can even get ghee at the dollar store for $1 a jar. So I'll turn it that way. I know it's backwards, but this is alive. So fats can become your best friend. So you can put ghee in your coffee. You can make it in a matcha tea. You can make it in bone broth. Another thing that you can do are meal replacement shakes. It doesn't have to be keto, chow, y'all. It doesn't. It could be just whatever you find at Walmart or your local health food store. But if you can find, whey protein isolate or egg protein, whatever flavor, pea protein, I don't care what it is. I think it's an option for you if you are trying to keep to your keto regimen. You're gonna do more than one thing by thinking of it like this, guys. You might lose some weight. You might not, but I know that you will extend the life of whatever you have in your pantry or your refrigerator. I have grandkids. I have 15 grandkids, 9 of which live right here close to home. And school is out indefinitely. If you are a parent or if you are a grandparent, your thought process probably is heading straight to, I want to make sure that I can feed my children. Okay? I want to be able to feed them for as long as I possibly can. And if the shortages continue, what would I do? You know, I couldn't get my hands on beans. I couldn't get my hands on rice. I couldn't get my hands on macaroni. And everything else is flying off the shelves. Okay, so my thought process is, how am I going to pare back and make sure that I would make sure that my grandkids and my family is fed? I would do this. This is what I would do. I would put my fats first, because fat is so satisfying. I know that adding a tablespoon or 2 to each of my cups of liquid is going to keep me from getting hungry. And if I were to only eat 1 meal a day, for instance, you know, taking a little bit of hamburger and putting some butter in it, that little bit's going to go much further than it would if I was starting to eat pastas and stuff like that. I do have my products, guys. Again, I'm not pushing products at all. I don't want to push products, but I'm thankful that I do already have some things stocked up. Somebody said, you know, I did a little video of what's already in my pantry, and it looks pretty good as far as this kind of product goes. The way you can do this, and you never know when something like this could happen again, but you know, once a month, buy something that has a good long shelf life. Like I said, it doesn't have to be the products I use, but anything similar, you know, like having a couple of containers of protein shakes. You can't buy any vitamins on the shelf. We looked for children's vitamins. We looked for regular vitamins. When I have this sort of stuff right here, like this is a savory chicken, so this is a hot one that I can mix in and add, and has all the vitamins and stuff I need. So Keto Zone, this is not a meal replacement, but again, it has enough in it as far as making a little meal that I can add some more fat to it and beef it up. I've got lots of packages of keto coffees that companies have sent me. All I have to do is add some butter, some coconut oil, heavy cream, which even finding dairy right now on the shelves is hard. I'm looking here. I'm going to look and pull this up, because any questions you guys might have for me, I'll answer it. So let me go into this and see where we're at. Make sure my volume is turned all the way down. There we go. I'll just go into this right here. I was going to do a live cooking tutorials, but I don't even think it's time to do any of that sort of stuff right now, just because there's no ingredients to be had, guys. I mean, to put this together. So here we go. I'm pulling this up so I could just hold it and read comments. It's kind of going slow. There we go. Sharon, hello. Tammy, yes, girl, especially we need it right now. Intermittent fasting at OMAD is excellent. What will you feed the kids? Okay, so the things that I have for the family right now, guys, that I have been able to stock up on, I have lots of ground beef. I've got 8 pounds of pasta, spaghetti. I have large gallon-sized containers of tuna. I bought a case of cream of chicken soup and mushroom soup. So my husband found some canned tomatoes and things like that. We've got butter. So I will make things that, like pastas and casseroles, that I can stretch. I also got like a big gallon can of pinto beans that are already pre-cooked. If I throw some ground beef off into that and make a pot of chili, it could get monotonous, but you know, hey, what? I don't care. I don't. I mean, it's like you have food to eat, right? We bought oatmeal, grits, pancake mix, so that there's breakfast things. We got bread as we could, put it out in the freezer, like 4 loaves. That's all there was available. So my daughter picked up the bread. So it'll be those kind of dishes. the comfort food things. Still didn't find beans, still didn't find rice, but anything that I can stretch out and make into a stew. I've got canned vegetables, so ground beef with some tomato sauce, with some canned green beans, with a can of corn in it. I could even take pasta and break it into little bitty bits and just kind of brown it and add everything and make like a minestrone out of it, or a hamburger stew out of it. Canned carrots. So you can make stews, soups, casseroles, and you can really just stretch it way out there. We and children need far less food than we all think. Just stay home, enjoy life in the simple ways. Yeah, Vulgar, we don't need as much food as we think we do. And, you know, for those of us who are keto, we really don't, because we don't have the appetites. But I got to thinking about it. Like, so we weren't prepared for this coronavirus at all. So when you go to the store to go, oh, I need my weekly eggs, I need my bag of cheese, I need some lettuce, I need, you know, some heavy cream and some butter. And then you go to the store and there's nothing. And then you're like, okay, now what do I do? So this is what you do. You get your hands on what you can. And there are going to be a lot of people out there. Look, my son just got laid off today. He is up in management. He's worked for this company for years. The company just laid off 50% of its management and sent them home. It was cheaper for him to do that and go on unemployment. He went and stocked up on groceries on Friday, thank God. But now he has to go and apply for unemployment, and he's going to stay home with his kids while his wife continues to work. So, because the cost of daycare is phenomenal. And school is out. There's no state testing now. They just announced that today. And they're going to start sending homeschool curriculum for our kids. This is all like happening so fast, and I just want to be able to encourage you guys to stay calm. Think of ways that you can get around what to eat and how to make it last, and how to cope with it during this time. Cabbage soup, yes, I got a couple of heads of cabbage. We've got cabbage soup in there as well. Hugs, Nancy, and all members. Thank you, Miss Sharon. Let's see. What will you feed the kids? IF. Okay, so let's talk about IF and OMAD. So when you're eating OMAD, that means 1 meal a day, all right? So make sure that if you are eating 1 meal a day, good idea here, getting cabbage, getting hamburger, making a hamburger cabbage soup, adding a little bit of tomato sauce, adding a little bone broth or just regular broth, and cooking it. That would be an excellent way to make a keto meal that you can stretch out as well. You could portion it out, you can put it in your freezer and pull it out as you need it. So any type of vegetable soup, or even something like we bought some kielbasa sausage and we've got some cabbage, and we're just going to fry it up and put that cabbage and sausage and some onions together, hit it with a little broth. That'll be another thing that it could be just divided up into portions and put in the freezer to pull it back out. So I guess it's time to pull out like the keto casserole arsenal, if you will. But meal prep is another thing that you can do. If you've got time during this time to make a few things, a few casseroles, and then break it down into portions and put it in your freezer, then you can stretch it out and maintain your keto way of eating. And what if you can't? If you can't, then, you know, then don't worry about it. That's all I can say, is just don't worry about it. But I want you to feel a sense of urgency in that this is more serious than we first were led to believe and than we first thought, because we all kind of thought, no, this is just a hoax, and we aren't going to be affected. Everybody's overreacting. Well, here it is. That's it. So I see another comment popping up. Let's see, you have great recipes, Nancy, that folks who aren't even keto will enjoy. Well, thank you. That is true. You know, if you've got your, and I'll just say this, if you've got your lupin flour stocked up and you can make things with that, It's as simple as 4 ingredients. You've got your lupin flour, you've got your mozzarella cheese, a little psyllium husk, and some cream cheese. I have those things on hand. So as another meal prep technique, which my grandkids even like it, I can make up tortillas and just make everything into tortilla size. I have a tortilla press. So I can make up a bunch of those and put them in Ziploc bags and pop them in the freezer and pull them out. It will go good with the chili or the soups or anything like that. Very, very filling. So I can still practice intermittent fasting, and I can still keep my fats high and stay keto and avoid grains and avoid flour and avoid gluten, because this lady doesn't own any flour. I don't have flour. I don't have the normal things that I used to keep in my pantry for hard times. So let's see, back to the raw basics. Yes, Miss Sharon, that's for sure. Now, I was going to do some things for salad dressings, y'all, this week, but again, I'm kind of running low on certain condiments that I couldn't get my hands on, such as mayo. Mayo is one of those shelf-stable things, so if you can get your hands on mayonnaise, it's great because, you know, it lasts a long time. And you can make all your own salad dressings. You can make all kinds of things, you know, with it. But I'm going to hold off on creative recipes until we are back to normal and people can go shopping and pick up whatever they need for their ingredients list. So I just want to make you guys aware of that. Any questions for me, guys? This is not going to be a long one. It's not about staying on here a long time. It's just about saying, hey, put those fats first. Use your tools that you have. Do meal prep. Use OMAD. Use intermittent fasting, and definitely rely on your fats first. You can use them in your bulletproof coffees, in your broth, in your tea, and you can rely on pre-made complete meal shakes or protein shakes to get you through the next few weeks as we go through this. I'm just waiting and see here. Go fishing. Fish is keto. Well, there you go. Fish is keto, that's for sure. Keto kids. Well, my daughter and I were talking, y'all. My oldest daughter and I, and it's like these kids are in for such a rude awakening. You know, they haven't, up until this point, they really have not had to deal with things that we did as when we were kids or went through hard times. You know, it's pretty nice. They eat well, and they aren't keto. My entire family is not keto. So if it goes down to, hey, eat or go hungry, they're going to learn that lesson really quick, which it's not the funnest thing, but I do believe it builds character. Just saying. I'm very grateful for what I have these days compared to what I used to. So, TC Aunties, just go carnivore, you'll be fine. Broth, butter, Redsmond salt, looking up Dr. Sean Baker on YouTube. Yeah, Sean is great, and carnivore is great. But, you know, here's the thing. I'll show that. That's not a bun. And drink your water, yes. So, here's the thing, guys. Why didn't I bring up carnivore? Well, if you have a freezer full of meat, go carnivore. Me, I don't have a freezer full of meat. Meat was very limited. And quite honestly, I have been on a salad kick, so I did not have maybe 1 or 2 pounds of meat in my refrigerator, in my freezer. Now I've got 10 pounds of hamburger and 20 pounds of thighs. I will not just eat carnivore because it takes more and it's more expensive to feed an entire family just carnivore. So what I plan on doing is taking 1 pound of ground beef and feeding 6 to 7 people at a time. So I'm stretching 1 pound of meat out versus eating 1 pound of meat to myself. And I think I can accomplish that by making the casseroles and those things for the kids and keeping myself more focused on just upping my fats right now, drinking them in the forms of that I talked to you about previously, and you know, doing the veggie dishes and the soups and stews and things like that. Let's see here. That was for all, not just you, Tina. Okay. Oh, because you responded. I get it. So if you like this video, do me a favor and share it on wherever, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. I think there are some helpful tips on how you can maintain your keto way of eating while helping your family ride out this crazy shortage of food and ingredients and products that we took for granted, but that are already wiped off the shelf, y'all. You guys have a blessed week coming up. I do have peace in my heart that this will all work out. I think that the United States is going to kind of flatten this virus out and not let it continue. I think by what we're doing right now is going to squash it down, and eventually it'll fade away by taking the measures that we're all taking. The runs on the store, the hysteria, that has not been any fun, to say the least. But you know, what do you do when something like this just happens? You know, you deal with it. So y'all have a very, very peaceful time, if that's even possible. Let's see. Vulgar. You are so sweet. We are all going to be okay. Prayer and neighborly love. And hey guys, yes ma'am, don't forget your neighbors. Don't forget the elderly. Don't forget family and friends who might have need. If there's any way you guys can pull together. I've already had the powwow with my family. We know whose already jobs are on the line. We know which kids are out of school. Well, all of our grandkids are out of school now. And we are just going to work together, making sure that the people around us are taken care of. So my prayers for everybody, and have a blessed week. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments section and I will come back and answer them. You guys have a blessed one.